Hello everyone. It's been raining cats and dogs in my neighborhood, and I thought what better way to enjoy this gloomy weather, regardless of what it is, we are going to enjoy it. So I thought I'll whip up a nice vegetable pulao with coconut milk and also make a nice side dish or a gravy of ground turkey, and that also has coconut. So let's go and start cooking. Let's first make our vegetable pulao. I have about 2 cups of basmati rice soaking. It has been soaking for almost 20 minutes. It's low glycemic index basmati rice. I don't know if you're familiar with it or heard about it. It is something new I saw in the Indian store and I wanted to give it a try. So it's been soaking for about 20 minutes, and I have a pack of mixed vegetables. It is just in the frozen aisle. And then I have ginger garlic paste. Usually I prefer to use the fresh ones, but today we are doing a shortcut method. And this is coconut milk, which I almost spilled. It is about probably half a can of it I will use. And then salt to taste, 2 slit green chilies, some cilantro to garnish in the end, 2 bay leaves, 2 cardamom, a bit of star anise. We have some cloves, cinnamon. We're going to season the pan in the beginning with the whole spices and then add our onion. I have 1 large onion sliced thin, okay, lengthwise. And let's get whipping. I have my pan ready to go. Let's add about 2 teaspoons or tablespoons of ghee, okay. Ghee enhances the flavor, but if you don't want it, you can go ahead and add olive oil as well. Make it a healthy version, and ghee is definitely healthy, so don't think otherwise. Okay, let's let it melt and we'll add our whole spices. Our cinnamon goes in, and always crush your cardamom pod so it opens up, otherwise it's going to burst on your face. Okay, our star anise, cloves, and our bay leaf. This will enhance the flavor of the oil in the beginning. It shouldn't burn. Okay, let's go ahead and add our green chili and our onion. It shouldn't get brown, it just needs to get a little transparent or translucent, and then we'll add our vegetables. Our onions have turned a little glassy. Let's go ahead and add a heaping spoon or tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. You don't need too much in this. You don't want the ginger garlic to overwhelm the whole rice. So ginger garlic paste is sauteed. Let's go ahead and add our vegetables. I just gave it a quick rinse because it was all frozen. And see how bright and brilliant it looks. You can add some salt. Let's go add some salt. About half a teaspoon. And later we will adjust once we add the rice. Okay, this is just so the vegetables can get some seasoning. You don't need any chili powder or any spice powder because the green chilies will provide the heat. And I will add a little bit of turmeric because turmeric is good for you, and we give any excuse to add turmeric. Let's go ahead and add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Not much, then it will overwhelm. So our vegetables are partially cooked. I'm going to add about 3 cups of water. For 2 cups of rice, we're going to add 4 cups of liquid, and we're going to add about 3 cups of water and 1 cup of the coconut milk. And this is from the can, so I'm just going to add half a can. The coconut milk was so thick, it's actually the cream of coconut, I think. So I literally had to scoop 1 cup of it. This will add a lot of flavor to your rice. Sometimes you can skip on this also, but I would prefer you use it. It tastes really good. So once this comes to a rolling boil, we're going to go ahead and add our rice and our pulao will be done. Okay, so let's let it come to a rolling boil. Check the salt, adjust the saltiness, and add 1 teaspoon of sugar. I know it's contrary to what we usually do, but 1 teaspoon of sugar enhances the flavor. And of course, adjust the salt. I needed some salt. And mix it well and let it come to a rolling boil. Our water has come to a rolling boil. Let's go ahead and add our rice. I drained out all the water and let's just add it, give it a good stir. And now we're going to move on to making our ground turkey gravy. Okay, I'm going to switch the stove. I'm going to move it to the back so we'll have room in the front to cook. Okay, this needs to just absorb, and then later we're going to put a tight lid and let it cook. Before I do that, I'm going to add the cilantro and also adjust the salt. Things would have altered once you added the rice, so go ahead and check the saltiness and adjust accordingly. So we moved our rice to the back burner. While that's getting done, let's make our turkey gravy. So today for turkey gravy, I'm going to grind some green chilies, red chilies that I picked from my garden, about 5 to 7 cashews, raw cashews, and about 2 teaspoons of poppy seeds. It's way in the bottom, the small white stuff, and some fennel, about half a teaspoon, and about a pinch of cumin seeds. So I'm going to grind these to a nice smooth paste, and then I'm going to add coriander also, whole coriander. Instead of using the powder coriander, I'm going to use that along with the red chilies as well. So I will avoid using the powders. The rice has been absorbed, the liquids, and it's almost come to this stage. At this stage, I will put a tight lid and let it sit for about 14 minutes on the lowest heat. Lower the heat to the bare minimum. The flame should barely touch the pot. Okay, and set a timer for 15 minutes. So I'm going to add about 2 to 3 teaspoons of dhania or whole coriander as well, and grind it all to a nice smooth paste with some water. I would usually add grated coconut as well, but today we're going to use the leftover from the can of the rice that we made. Okay, so I'm going to pour this directly so we don't waste. On the other hand, for any kurma you need some mint. I'm going to use about a small bunch, about 15 leaves or 20 leaves, and I have curry leaves, some red chilies that also are going to get ground. So let me add that. So I will adjust the heat. If at all I need, I will add the red chili powder from my masala box. Otherwise, this should be sufficient because there's a lot of green chilies in it. Okay, and curry leaves to season, of course, and whole spices. I have 4 cloves, 2 cardamom, 2 cinnamon sticks. So let's go ahead and first grind this, and then we're going to add the rest of it. By the time I finished introducing the ingredients, look what has happened. The rice has been absorbed, the liquids, and it's almost come to this stage. At this stage, I will put a tight lid and let it sit for about 14 minutes on the lowest heat. And lower the heat to the bare minimum. The flame should barely touch the pot. Okay, and set a timer for 15 minutes. Let's get back to our turkey gravy. So in order for the poppy seeds to grind well, usually the trick is to add some chopped tomatoes and it will give you a nice smooth gravy. Instead of adding water or any other liquid, add chopped tomatoes. If your recipe doesn't call for tomatoes, of course you soak the poppy seeds and then grind it. Voila, our masala has been done. All that we need to make the gravy is right here in a mixie jar that we will use later. But before that, we need to saute certain ingredients. I have about 1 large onion, and we're going to saute it in some olive oil. Since we used ghee in the rice, I thought let's not go super heavy with any other oil and try to be a little more health conscious. And of course, coconut milk. And I have about 1.5 pounds of ground turkey. It's frozen. It comes in the frozen aisle at Costco. It's a 4-pack that I usually thaw and use. So I'm going to thaw it soon in the microwave, or you can actually leave it overnight in the fridge itself and it'll thaw for you. But I totally forgot. And then we have ginger garlic paste, salt, and of course I have some cilantro, mint, curry leaves, and then my whole spices, cinnamon, cardamom, and our cloves. Okay, so let's first have a pan heated up, and looks like my rice is done. I have a 1-minute warning come up. Let's go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of oil. This is extra virgin olive oil. Do not let your olive oil smoke, so I'm going to add my whole spices. Let's go ahead and add our chopped onions. Check my alarm once I add my onion. So the alarm is on for my rice. I'm going to turn off the rice stove, and the alarm is off. Go ahead and thaw our meat. I remove the peel and then flip it onto a plate. And we're going to microwave it in the thawing setting. So my microwave has a setting of the food type. So I'm going to hit ground meat, and then it's going to ask 1 pound or 2 pound. I'm going to say 2 pound and hit next and start. Let's go ahead and check on our rice. Make sure to open it away from your face. So that's our rice perfectly done. And always use a damp spoon because you don't want the rice sticking. You see how the grains are all separated? This is how you want it. Give it a good stir and put the lid back on. So it will just sit and let heat and absorb the rest of the moisture. Okay? Beautiful. I hope you can smell the kitchen right now. It smells amazing here. Let's go ahead and add our ginger garlic paste. Let's go ahead and add a heaping spoon of ginger garlic paste. Give it a good stir so all the raw smell will be gone. Saute it. This is crucial because you don't want the raw smell to be there. And in the meanwhile, my meat got thawed. I just gave it a good mush because it was having like chunky places and some places didn't thaw well. So once I mushed it up, it's gonna thaw completely. By then my masala will be done. Okay, it took less than 6 minutes, so we're good. So all the raw smell is almost gone. Let's go ahead and add our mint and cilantro. I just roughly tore it apart. I didn't even chop it. So just add them, give it a good stir, and then we'll add our thawed up turkey. Okay. So I'm going to just toss in all the turkey. Give it a good stir. since our ground masala paste has all the turmeric and chili, everything, we're just going to give this a little saute to get some color and get the rawness out of it before we add our masala paste. It's a very simple dish, and you can have the same thing for a chapati also. I'm planning to make chapati for dinner, so I will keep the same gravy. So you can have it with dosa, idli, or just with plain bread also. It tastes really good. Give it a try, guys. Now, since I'm doing two dishes together, it may seem like a long video, but you'll be surprised how quickly this gets done. Let's go ahead and add some salt to season our meat. Later we're going to adjust with some more. So I'm going to add about half a teaspoon. I'm just eyeballing it, but you can measure if you want. And while this is getting done, I'm going to quickly whip up a cucumber raita, just a salad of sorts. I'm going to use yogurt and salt, that's all. Okay? We have to multitask in the kitchen so you can, relax later. You don't want to be in the kitchen the whole time whipping up things. You want to live as well. So get used to multitasking. When one dish is getting done, pick up the other one. Okay, turkey gets cooked in no time, so now let's go add our ground masala. Looks like it's stubborn. Come on. Oh, there you go. So add the ground masala, let it cook for a little bit longer, and then we'll add our coconut milk to make that gravy consistency. And don't forget to wash the mixie jar. Oh, there's tons of it. And then I'm going to add half a cup of water from the mixie jar, the washings. You don't waste any amount of goodness. Once the raw smell is gone, about 5 to 10 minutes, we'll add the coconut milk and let it all simmer away. Ground turkey doesn't take long to cook at all, so this is a very quick and easy recipe that you will enjoy. Please do try and adjust the salt, and if you need more spice, add some more. Let's add our coconut cream, our coconut milk, and mix it all together. This is almost done. So enjoy it with your fried rice. I'm going to serve with my fried rice and raita with some cilantro, and you are done